My friends, we are back with another one. Today we are looking at our very favorite man-loving genius. A once in a billion years man, great thinker, darling of the right, Jordan Peterson. Where would we be without men? And I'll tell you what, the guy loves so much men. He loves men so much, he's coming out with these hot takes. Let me look at this. Now, Jordan has always said that he is not right leaning, he's not political. But recently, if you look at his Twitter, he's kind of just gotten pretty radical to the point where this tweet he put out today was shocking to even me, whose expectations are low for Mr. Kermit the Frog. He says that Justin Trudeau, Canada's Liberal Prime Minister, Jordan hates his guts, you'll see if you scroll his Twitter feed. But Justin Trudeau tweeted out, as of today, it's official, conversion therapy is banned in Canada. Our government's legislation has come into force, which means it's now illegal to promote, advertise, benefit from, or subject someone to this hateful and harmful practice. LGBTQ2 rights are human rights. There's a 2 at the end of it? It's news to me. What does the 2 mean? I thought it was plus. We upgraded to 2. Well, anyway, that should be basically a non-controversial thing. Conversion therapy, for those that don't know, is the practice of trying to ungay people. Usually practiced by religious people who teach that being gay is a sin. They have a nice little scheme, a nice little marketing ploy there to make a couple extra coins usually that says, if you come to us, we can pray the gay away. And this is a controversial therapy that's been debunked globally. And basically the way that people do conversion therapy is in short a crime against humanity. I mean, these are human rights violations, and the underpinning theory is basically that being gay is something you need to fix about yourself. That being gay is inherently wrong or evil. Jordan Peterson had this to say: conversion therapy, quote, more moral grandstanding from our juvenile OM. I mean, what? Grandstanding? So Jordan is pro conversion therapy. And this makes sense from a man who loves men. We don't need men having sex with other men. Alpha men should be dominating women. But you would think, because Jordan Peterson has this theory where he says there's, all the alpha men get all the good women. So he should be pro-gay. I mean, that's going to, if you start flipping all the gay men, there's going to be even less prime women for all the betas out there that Jordan Peterson's a hero of. This is truly confusing point made by Jordan. I'm assuming he's saying if he thinks that banning conversion therapy is moral grandstanding, I'm assuming he thinks that it's harmless or good to teach people that being gay is inherently wrong or something that needs to be treated. And not to mention the actual methods that these people employ to, quote unquote, pray the gay away. I'm curious what the comments are like. I mean, yeah, even people following him, they're saying, should conversion therapy be illegal? You should be applauding this good news. I'm very confused by this one there, Jordan. What are the quote tweets? Moral grandstanding. It's just wild, man. I mean, of all the things to criticize Justin Trudeau on, I'm not sure this is the one. A little background about conversion therapy that Jordan Peterson says is banning is moral grandstanding. One of the possible treatments for conversion therapy is lobotomy. Yes, lobotomy, taking out a piece of your brain. The father of conversion therapy, Walter Freeman, popularized ice pick lobotomy as a treatment for homosexuality. Yes, you heard that right. Putting an ice pick in your brain to just carve the gay out there, you know. Oh, here's the gay part. We're just going to take that right out of there. He performed as many as 3,439 lobotomies, 2,500 with ice picks. Would that make him like the most prolific serial killer of all time? 40% of Freeman's patients were gay. In order to change their homosexual orientation, he left most individuals severely disabled for the rest of their lives. Well, that's one way to make sure you never have sex with a man. Just turn them into a vegetable. I mean, they'll never have sex with a woman either, but, you know, hey, the sin stops at least. Am I right? Jordan Peterson thinks that's moral grandstanding. We need to be putting more ice picks in men's brains. We can't allow this gay sex to proliferate. Bucko? Yeah. You know. Other current day treatments include torture. It's basically torture. They have you watch imagery of two men getting it on, and basically shock and torture you, gas you, electrocute you, waterboard you, to traumatize you while watching. Got this work stuff open. Let me close this. To make an association in your mind between two men getting it on and basically torture. So that's a bit of moral grandstanding, wouldn't you say, Mr. Justin Trudeau? It's our right to torture gay men. If I want to take a pickaxe to someone's brain, that's my right, God damn it. That's what the kind of stuff that's going on in the conversion therapy world. Fantastic stuff. Here's a little statement by the LGBT Heroes. This is a English site, an org. What is conversion therapy? It's a gay cure therapy. Here, can you guys read this? Let me zoom in a little bit here. Can you read that? Yeah, I think so. Zoom in. Conversion therapy, or so-called gay cure therapy, is any form of talk therapy or similar activity that seeks to remove a person's feelings of same-sex attraction or change their gender identity. Attempts may also be made to force an attraction to the opposite sex. The word therapy can be misleading as there's no scientific basis. Practices often vary wildly and are not regulated. In other words, it's not medically certified, and you don't know what you're getting. Does it work? In a word, no. There's no evidence to suggest that conversion therapy works. In fact, data suggests that the practice is dangerous. Not only does conversion therapy fail to change someone's sexual orientation or gender identity, it's also likely to worsen feelings of anxiety, self-harm, depression, and low self-esteem. It's a cure for an illness that does not exist. Ooh, exactly. It's a cure for an illness that does not exist. Conversion therapy is also likely to make prejudice and self-hatred flourish. LGBT plus people who feel rejected in such a way by families and communities are far more likely to self-harm or consider unaliving themselves. Some of the most important mental health organizations in the UK have concluded that conversion therapy is unethical. In the UK, organizations including NHS England, Scotland, UK Council for Psychotherapy, and the British Association for Counsel and Psychotherapy have all signed a memorandum of understanding, making their position on conversion therapy clear. Efforts to try to change or alter sexual orientation through psychological therapies are unethical and potentially harmful. Whoa, a bunch of moral grandstanding by those hippies over in the UK. I'd rather take a pick in my brain than suck a man's dick. Bucko? I've long thought there's nothing more alpha than sucking a dick, though, because think about it, like, what's being straight? You want a slim little doll, hairless little twink, basically. A woman is basically just a twink. That's a woman, right? So, like, it's kind of gay in a sense that Jordan Peterson wants to have sex with women. And it's kind of alpha if you want to fuck like a big, muscular, hairy dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is kind of some logic there that the most hetero thing is to fuck a dude. Suck a dick. So, where's your alpha god now? Checkmate, red pills, alpha males. The real Sigma male sucks dick to prove how alpha he is. Where would we be without ice pick therapy? You're absolutely grandstanding. Banning conversion therapy? Pretty nuts, right? In 2020, the International Rehabilitation Council for Torture Victims, this is a UN organization, said that conversion therapy is torture. The UN independent expert on sexual orientation and gender identity, Victor Madrigal Borlos, said that conversion therapy practices are inherently discriminatory. They are cruel, inhuman, and degrading treatment that depends on the severity or physical or mental pain and suffering inflicted on the victim, and it may amount to torture. He recommends banning it across the world. Nice grandstanding there, bucko. What's next? What's next? Banning? What would be What's next? Banning running people over with your car? That's outrageous. Those protesters had it coming. Yeah, and I mean, like, the torture and grotesqueness aside of telling people there's something inherently wrong with them just for being gay, it's also just a bullshit therapy, right? Like, it doesn't work. You can't fix being gay. And there's a lot of people making a lot of money and making a lot of false claims. So not only is it like morally reprehensible and torture and a human rights violation, it's also just false advertising. Maybe that would appeal more to him. It is false advertising, though. Capitalism flourishes when you can lie to your consumers. So that kind of took me by surprise a little bit there, Jordan. You know, and in the spirit of honoring Jordan's defense of conversion therapy, a shout out to the Super Trooper from the subreddit who came out to his parents. You should have got that therapy. I've got a good doctor that could place a chainsaw right in the middle of your skull. I got a buddy who never fucked anybody ever again. Never fucked a dude. He never fucked anything. I don't get to see my parents much. Let me zoom in a little bit. I keep forgetting that I'm on OBS, and I need to... yeah, you guys can read that. I don't get to see my parents much because of travel restrictions, and I just felt the need to come out to them before their visit ended. I couldn't really continue with the burden of keeping who I am from them, and it feels way worse not knowing when they'll get to visit again for me to tell them. Anyway, I managed to do it, and honestly, it was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. It didn't go bad, but it didn't go great either. Just feeling kind of down in general. Thankful Ethan uploaded new vids on the H3 TV channel. Shout out to myself and to you guys watching right now. Meta. Because it's been keeping my spirits up, plus remembering all the kind things that the H3 crew have said in support of the LGBTQ plus community has done a lot for me during this time. Peace and love, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Good job, bud. Good job doing that. It ain't easy. I watched I thought it was good. Colton Underwood, the bachelor who was like in the closet. You guys probably heard of him. He had a Netflix documentary or miniseries. Documentary might be a little generous for what that was. But of him coming out to his parents and everything. And he comes from like a super conservative religious family. Honestly, the whole thing was kind of beautiful, I thought. Whatever you think of Colton Underwood or whatever he's done, apparently he's done weird stuff with his ex-girlfriend, whatever. Yeah, stalking her and shit. But shout out to this Fooper Trooper who came out. It's just a shame that you're trying to moral grandstand on me when we all know you could have fixed it. You should have gone to your local church. I know a guy that'll cut off the oxygen to your brain, give you brain damage. You'll never have sex with another man. You'll never have sex with anything, bucko. Anyway, shout out to the LBGTQ, and then there's a 2 at the end, apparently. You guys can educate me on what that means. Did we ditch the plus for the 2? Jordan Peterson? I'll take that 2 and shove it right up your ass, you moral grandstanders. You know what? You know what a plus sign looks like? An asshole. It's outrageous to be flaunting such a juicy starfish in front of me. I can't help it. I love men. Where would we be?